morning, everyone. My name is Savannah of Sewlivi Dyes Yarn, and welcome back to my channel. This channel is a knitting podcast. Well, it's more like a crafting podcast because I do more than just knitting, but it is predominantly knitting. So I appreciate you being here and watching this video. And we're gonna go ahead and get to it because my intros are crap every single time. It is August 21st at 8:36 a.m. I actually got up. I apologize for this appearance. Let me go ahead and just explain what the heck happened to me yesterday. I got in the shower to wash this mane, and when I wash my hair, I like to blow dry my bangs so that they're nice and down, you know, curtain bangs. Excuse me. The whole shazam, right? So I take my shower and I go ahead and get out, and I don't know what the heck I did or what happened. Like I wasn't going crazy getting dressed or anything like that. I remember putting on my ring and I wrapped my hair up in a towel, and then all of a sudden I pinched a nerve or something in my shoulder and I could not move my arm. Well, I could move my arm, like I could move it, but it was the most pain I have ever been in other than childbirth. I felt like this was worse though. Probably not worse, but it hurt really bad. I couldn't move my arm, so that meant I couldn't do my hair. My husband had to help me finish getting dressed. It sucked a lot, let me tell you. It sucked a lot. There's still some residual pain in my shoulder. Sleeping sucked. We actually went out yesterday. Like, I was taking the shower so we could go grocery shopping, and so we went out and my husband was hoping we could find like a sling for my arm, and we couldn't find one. They had a nice cheap one at Walmart, but the tightest that it could go, it still didn't hold my shoulder, or I mean my elbow where I wanted it snugly. They were still pretty big. There was still like a little gap between, so it was like my arm right here is too short for it, so that didn't work. We ended up finishing our grocery shopping real quick while we were there, and then we headed over to Walgreens, and Walgreens had an even like cheaper, as in cheaper quality sling that we didn't even bother with because it was double the price of the one at Walmart. And then we hit up CVS, and they had the same one that Walmart did, but for even more money, like 20 bucks for it. And the one at Walmart was only $7. So we're like, no. And then that was like the only things they had. So we're like, okay. But when we had stopped at Walgreens, we got some of those like those like, it's not icy hot per se, but it was like, it was a Walgreens brand type thing. It was just a heat pad. So I put that on for a while, and while at first it didn't feel like it was helping, I was starting to be able to like actually do things with my arms without being in extreme pain. So it was helping. We also have some lidocaine patches, so I might put one of those on this morning just for this residual pain here. But it was freaking crazy. I'm just like, I've always heard of people's like backs locking up and stuff like that, and that sounds really scary now that I've experienced something similar but in my shoulder. So that really sucked. I had big grand plans for the day, because prior to the shower I was actually working on the pattern for this, which I will talk about in a minute. But then the whole escapade of my shoulder killing me, having to wait for my husband to get ready, and then not just doing our grocery shopping, but then having to go all over the place to find unsuccessfully something to help my arm. So anyways, that was a whole thing. I did, thankfully, with the patch and everything, I was able to finish writing the pattern for this lovely sweater yesterday. Sorta. And working on the Google Forms to be able to, for those to test knit this, sign up to test knit. I sewed on the buttons yesterday because those came in the mail as well. I should probably get the rest of them so I can show them up close, unless I take, no, I'll just get the, look at the buttons. Okay, sorry. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the Floral Rainbow Cardi. I finished it, guys. I believe I finished it, I think I finished it, it was either Monday or Tuesday. I'm not entirely sure which day I finished it. I was a little nervous about the ruffle button band. It was the main reason why I wanted to make this cardigan, was for this ruffle button band. And you know what? It turned out super cute. I really love it up here around the neck. I think it's a really nice touch. So yeah, I finished it and then I soaked it and blocked it. And because we've been having a lot of humidity here lately in Colorado, which is very unusual for us, it took like 2 days to dry because I couldn't even put it outside because it would rain every day. So yeah, it grew absolutely perfectly. It does hit about here-ish, but when I'm wearing it, it does go up to my wrist, so it doesn't bother me too much. It's great. The only problem is if I want to pull up the sleeves, they do not stay because these cuffs are not tight enough. I did think about taking them out again and knitting them with a tighter or a smaller needle, but I was like, no, it's fine. We'll just leave it as is. It'll work. And it's nice and cozy. It has about 8 to 10 inches of positive ease. I think 8 for my size is what I have, 8 inches right here. So it's perfect. Again, I sewed on the buttons yesterday. Thankfully, my shoulder allowed it because these came in the mail yesterday. I ordered these buttons off Etsy. It's the Button Bin Etsy. I had lots of buttons. I was looking for flower buttons. And I came across these ones and I thought these would be perfect. They come in so many different colors, but I just went ahead and chose white because I thought that'd go well with all the colors on the sweater. These little flower buttons, they are plastic, which is nice so that I'm not worried about washing this. When I put wooden buttons on things, I'm worried about it. And then you know how you can buy like leather tags as well? This is like in the same boat here. You get leather tags. I'm scared to wash my knits that have leather or wood on them. Like, is it still okay? Do I just not wash them or whatever? Anyways, so I'm kind of happy that these ones are plastic in case I do need to wash this. These are 23 millimeters. I would say seven-eighths of an inch. These worked out perfectly. I had to buy 2 packs because this company only sells 5 in a pack. So of course I have 4 left over, but that's okay. Maybe I can use them for another project in the future. Or, oh my gosh, how cute would it be to just put one button on a hat or something? I don't know. On cuffs of mittens. Maybe just on a cuff of a sleeve. I don't know. Anyways, this is finished. This is ready for testing with a few caveats, I suppose I should mention. I will put the Google form link in the description. It'll be the first link in the description if you would like to test knit this. Test knitting starts September 1st, unless I don't get enough testers or nobody signs up actually, then I will push it back till whenever I get enough. But I'm giving it 3 months, so December 1st is when I'm hoping to release the pattern. again, it just depends on how many people I can get to sign up. I don't have the biggest following everywhere on all my social medias, so I'm thinking I need to branch out more and post on Facebook, in some knitting groups and Ravelry possibly. But I'm gonna give it a few more days just in my small social media group type thing, and then see where it goes from there. But the caveats that I was talking about, yardage estimates for this sweater are very, I have no clue, to be honest. I was not understanding how to even go about that. I was able to get the yardage for my size, of course, which is roughly 1,400 yards. 1,400 yards for this is the medium, but again, it has about 8 to 10 inches of positive ease. So I'll just let you know, I dyed up 10 skeins, 2 of each color, because there's 5 colors in here. I only used 1 skein for the pink, and let me show you. This is all that was left of the first skein. I got lucky and was able to bind off and have just this much left. So bigger sizes are going to need 2 skeins of the pink. I only used 1 skein of the purple, and I think that'll be fine up until maybe the extra large, and then you'll need to have 2 skeins. I used 1, and so for the last 3 colors, I used 1 full skein plus probably less than 10 grams for the colors. So I still had to use 2 skeins. So I think that'll be fine for several sizes. So yeah, in the pattern, the yardage I give for every size minus the medium is a huge, I think I overly estimated by a lot. So that's just if you're gonna do a 5 color like mine. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. I'm sure you could get away with 4 or 5 skeins of DK weight yarn and make this, if you're anywhere from the extra small to a large possibly, and then from there you'll probably need more, and that's if you're doing like a solid color. But yeah, I really wasn't sure. So for a tester, I'm asking, you know, when you finish your project, to weigh it and let me know like how much your yarn, like the yarn that you bought, what was the yardage and grams, you know, per grams or whatever, you know, 100 grams, what was your yardage for the type of yarn that you used. And then I need you to weigh your project at the end, the whole thing together, just weigh it as best you can, so I can get a more accurate yardage estimate for the pattern. That'd be great. Also, the button band, picking up stitches. I know how many I had to pick up from mine. It was 392 or 97, so almost 400 stitches. I have no way to figure out how to tell you how many stitches you need to pick up. I know I picked up every row. Like I picked up a stitch for pretty much every row. It was pretty easy. It was really nice. Super simple, not to have to worry about getting the right number. I just knew I needed an odd number. So I just picked up and then put a stitch marker every 20 so that I could count it. And then went from there. So if you also test knit for me, you're just going to go ahead and pick up as many as you want. And then tell me, as long as you pick it up in like every row, you know, don't skip, don't do like every 3 and then skip 1. Just do every single one, and then let me know your numbers that you get for your size so that I can pop that into the pattern. Yeah, it's I have, as you can see, there's no puckering or anything. It's really nice. It's probably my best button band I have ever knit, because everything else, you know, I've always had to go by a certain number. This one, you just pick up as many as you want and you're good. But yeah, I'd still like to see your numbers just in case. Of course, with a ruffle, you have to increase every other stitch. So I had over 800, no, just under 800 stitches to purl, I think, and then bind off. That was not fun, but it makes this beautiful ruffle. So, and it's the same for the cuff. You can omit the ruffle on the cuff if you prefer, or you can actually change the needle size and match the button band needle size, and I think you'd get a nice tight cuff if you want one. But yes, again, the Floral Rainbow Cardi is available for testing if anybody wants to test it. I do plan to make a listing to pre-order this yarn if anybody wants these colors, but I think I'm going to wait until like after everybody starts testing and I'm getting better. I'll probably wait till after testing so that I have better yardage information. So unfortunately, anybody who tests it, you will not be able to get these exact yarns, unfortunately, and that's okay. And I really do want to see some of these in solid colors. If I had the time or the desire, I would knit another one in a solid color. I would actually really love to do either a solid black one with a pink mohair, or yeah, that's just what I've been thinking, but I do think a solid color one would be really nice as well. Anyways, so yes, it's DK. What else can I say about it? I don't know. I don't know. I do appreciate it if you would sign up and test it for me, please. I would love that. Anyways, I guess that's it. So that's my one finished object. And I'll go ahead and show you what I've been working on around this. The other day I went ahead and picked up my Game of Thrones mittens. It's called the Fire and Blood mittens. It's by Knitting Lotta on Ravelry. It's not the best. It's mostly just a chart with a little bit of English and another language, so it's not the most easy to follow pattern when it comes to the written part, but like I said, there's very little of it, so I'm getting through it. I'll go ahead and show you my yarns real quick. Where's the tags? This is my wipgo for the month. I need another like 5 days on it, so I need to get moving. But my yarns are LRA in the Heathered Merino Superfine, which is 80% superfine fine superwash merino wool, 20% nylon, and then the other one, oh, and the color iron. Sorry, color iron. And then this one is the Marisol Sulca Legato, which is luxurious extra fine merino wool, baby alpaca, and mulberry silk blend. So we got 60% wool, 20% alpaca, 20% silk. And this is in the burgundy colorway. So these are the two yarns tags. Here is the burgundy. This is the merino alpaca silk. That's really nice. And then this is iron, which is the merino and nylon. These are very, very thin, like super, super fines, almost lace weight, I would guess. So we're starting to get a little bit tangly here, which is not fun. But let me go ahead and show you where I got. I went ahead and finished up the body of the mitten. Susie, I can't wait to block it to see this all lay flatter. But we have the first half of the Targaryen sigil. got one head dragon, another head, and then the front half of the next head. So when you put your hands together, however it goes, it'll make the full sigil. Then on the back side, you can see here I picked up for the thumb. This is where I was when I showed you last time, so I knit all of this. It's really hard to see. It is really hard to see. Yep. So on this side, this is why I'm really can't wait to block it. So hopefully this will all smooth out. Honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I think I should have switched. So when I knit color work, I hold each color in a hand. So I'm a English flicker, so I hold my main color in my right hand and my contrast color in my left hand. But as you can see here, you change your main color on each side. So it looks decent on this side, but my main color kind of disappears on this side. And that's probably because the main color is technically the red, so I should have probably swapped so that the charcoal could stand out more, because I believe whatever you hold in your opposite hand stands out more. I can't remember. I know that when you do two color, when you're using both hands for two color work, one of them will stand out more. I just can't remember which one. But it's looking like, unless it's just the colors, but it's looking like the contrast color hand stands out more. So this side says fire. Again, sorry, really hard to see, but it says fire. And then this side, or this bottom part, says BLO for blood. And then so on this hand will be a giant ampersand and then OD to finish out the word blood. Plus some more. These up here are just little swirls and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and pop it on my hand. So I believe this is the left hand mitten. So when it's facing me, it will match up. I wish it kind of did it away from me so that I can show people, but anyways. So the thumb is also color work. It'll actually have an F on this side since I'm covering up this F. There's an F here, and then just a little swirly like up here on the inside. I'm confused only because the photo in the pattern, like on Ravelry, the thumb is opposite and it's over the E. And it looks like the front part is, you know, the red with the dark for the letter. And then I can see the black going around the thumb. But in the pattern, it's all red. There's no black except for the color work portion. So I'm just going to follow the chart. The chart is updated to have the F and not the E like in the picture. So I don't know what happened there with the designer's mittens. But yeah, fits just perfectly. My middle finger does hit right there. So if you had longer hands, I guess you would just pull it up higher, because this is a long cuff and I did pull it down. Anyways, Game of Thrones starts tonight. Well, House of the Dragon starts tonight. Can't wait. I got HBO Max just so I can watch it. Just so I can make sure to watch it. Not missing any of it. Yep, so I'm gonna work on this today and try to get that thumb done. And maybe cast on the second mitten, because I can really feel myself doing the second sock syndrome with this. I don't want to. I want to have this pair of mittens for the winter. Okay, talked about that for quite a bit. Again, I do need like 5 more days on it though for my wipgo goal for the month. If you're unsure of what wipgo is, it was created for a cross-stitching group by a lovely lady named Jessie Marie. She's Jessie Marie does stuff on YouTube. Again, she's predominantly a cross-stitcher, so this was a thing that she made like bingo for cross-stitchers. But I adapted it for my knitting, put most of my whips, a couple new starts on there. And I haven't hit a bingo yet, but that's okay. And I plan to, I think in December sometime, do a recap video of my wipgo along with my Make 9. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe so that you can see when I post videos. Okay, next whip. Next one. This is the, what's it called? The Rocket Tee. It's the Rocket Tee by Tanis Lavelli, Tanis Fiber Arts. I heard somebody else pronounce her last name differently the other day, so honestly, I have no clue how to pronounce her last name correctly. I heard somebody say Lavelli one time, and I just assumed that they were right. I don't know. Anyways, been knitting on this for a while. I decided I was going to just be done and start binding off, which it is curling. So for the pattern, you're supposed to knit like, what is it? 15 inches for the body. That's a good length for my torso, but I didn't really want it that long. I didn't want it super cropped, but I also didn't want it that long. So I kind of just, I think I went to like 12 inches and then decided to start binding off. It's an I-cord bind off. And as you can see, I'm only about halfway through it because it actually started to hurt my hand so bad to do this bind off. I don't understand why, but it hurt so bad. So I had to stop. So yeah, I gotta finish binding off that, and then I have to do an I-cord for the sleeves and the neckband as well. But I'm a little unsure about, should I do the white along those edges? I'm just doing what the color was at the bottom here with this yarn, because this yarn is Mocha Cotton by Monsoon Calamity, no longer in business for this. She's now selling reusable napkins, I think. But she used to make these cakes, large cakes of 4-stranded cotton. And then every so often the colors would change. That's what makes the beautiful fades. This one's called Cash or Cash. Never know. So yeah, I'm unsure. I think I'll just do the white because I feel like if I put this brownish color up here, it'll just look funny. So I think I'll probably just go with the outside of the cake, which is the white with one strand. It's white with one strand of the tan. So, but I'm not sure when that'll get done. I should get a little, or I should try to do a little bit more, but I won't do as much to hurt my hand. Okay, and then I have one more. Well, this is actually a new start-ish. Kind of a new start. Because tomorrow is the Alpenglow Cal knit along. Tomorrow that starts. I don't know why they picked a Monday. I kind of wish they would have picked today. But that starts tomorrow, and then I actually signed up for the Joji Locatelli Fall Knit Along. That starts on September 1st. So I got my hands full. I need to get some crap done, that's for sure. But so I have this one new start. This was kind of my own. I wanted to start. It's not a cal. It's not nothing. Just needed to start this because I want this for the fall / winter / spring. And then I have the new sweater tomorrow to start for the Alpenglow, and then I have a sweater that I picked that was Joji Locatelli's for her fall knit along. Her fall knit along is 3 months long, I think, which isn't bad. The Alpenglow one is just until Rhinebeck, so mid-October. And then this is just my own. Again, I'm a little far. I'm not a little far. I'm a little far on this. So I saw the Miles shirt jacket a while ago. I know I talked about it in my last video and maybe even the video before that. Because I was working on the gauge for that, and I explained how I found it. It was through the Woolly Thistles website and stuff like that. But which the Woolly Thistle's doing a knit along right now too, but you had to use yarn from them, which I wasn't gonna order yarn. I had this yarn minus 2 skeins. But yeah. This is what so this was the pocket for the Miles shirt jacket, the second pocket that I was making as a gauge swatch. So I still haven't taken the first one out. I figured I will leave that until I'm ready to knit the second pocket, because I did have to go down a needle size. And you can see this difference right here. So I knit just this much for my gauge swatch, and I had blocked it, washed it and blocked it, and just left it on the cord for a couple days before I picked this up to finish. And you can see the difference, how much looser this part is compared to that. So hopefully it'll all work out. It's a little bit softer than up here as well, so with the second wash I'm excited to see if it'll soften up even more. So this is the yarn I'm using is actually Plautelupi from Elefas. Plautelupi. It's in the Black Heather colorway. I purchased this last summer sometime. I purchased 4 of these plus a white one because I was going to do a colorwork sweater by Jennifer Steingast. Decided against it only because I really like this design more. And I don't need the white one now, so I did order 2 more plates. And now I have those in stash, so I have 6 plates total. I'm holding them together just because that is recommended. Plus that's how this pattern was. The pattern was written for yarn, a different company's yarn, but it's the exact same concept, where it's this unspun yarn that breaks really easily. I just happen to have this in stash, and that was kind of my goal this year, is to work through stash. So yeah, everything's going well so far with this. I cast on for the back panel, and I actually have 2 more rows to go until I am done with the back panel and I can pick up for the front bit. But that's a little difficult to see. So I know my road gauge is off. It's always forever and will forever be off. So that just makes my pieces longer, honestly. So you can't really see much. Definitely a scratchier yarn. There's this beautiful detail right here that'll make this seam along the back shoulder. You actually make an increase every row. So I have to make one pearls as well. So that was weird, but again, it does make this pretty like faux seam type thing. So I'm not looking forward to picking up stitches on this, but we will do as we're told and do it. So again, I have 2 more rows. Just another purl and then knit back, unless it's a knit and then purl back. Yeah, it's a knit and purl back, and then I break the yarn, put it on waist, and then go ahead and pick up for the front. So it's coming along decently. Can I help you?
Can the inside reflect the mattress, or would that be too loud?
Just shut your door.
Okay.
It should be fine. So yeah. This stitch marker here is only so that I could tell the difference between, or I could count the rows from where I transitioned from increases to just straight knitting. So just to double check my rows as I'm knitting. It's not a progress keeper of any type, because you guys haven't seen this before. So yeah, this has been my main focus lately. I'm not sure why. I really should make this a main focus or something else, but that's just been what I've been working on. So this guy lived in here while I was knitting it, and then now this guy lives in here as well. This is from Kitsch is the New Black on Etsy. I just really love anything that has little moon phases or anything that has to do with moons. I really love it. So I thought, hey, we're gonna reuse this real quick immediately, and put this new shirt jacket in here. I just love how this shirt jacket on the model looks like a solid flannel shirt. That's jacket, whatever, just very much need that. And I am a product knitter. I am not a process knitter. I do love knitting, but I don't do it for the process. I do it for the product. And that sometimes really, really sucks. Okay, let's see here. I don't know about the calendar wise. I suppose I could tell you, I do plan to knit the newspaper sweater by Joji Locatelli for her fall knit along. That is an all over brioche sweater, so I'm probably gonna kick myself for it, but yeah. And I'm thinking I'm going to pick 2 colors of my Holst Super Soft in the, you know, I have those big cones. If you've been watching for a while, I have the 500 gram cones. A couple of them I have pink, ecru, gray, beige. One I thought was navy blue, but it's more purple, so maybe it's a royal blue. And then I have black. The model one that she knit is black and white. No, is it black and white or is black and pale pink? So I was thinking of possibly doing the black and pink together. I don't know how much yarn I would need for it because I did buy the pink to make a sweater vest. But a vest doesn't take a lot of yarn, so I think I'd still have enough. Because I made a giant, oh, it's not down here. I made a giant sweater by Ann Bensel using 1 cone, and I still have quite a bit of yarn on it, so. And this brioche sweater, the newspaper, is more of a fitted raglan sweater, so I should be good. But I was thinking black and pink. Should I do black and pink, or should I do like the royal blue and the white, or even the pink? Again, I really wish it would have been navy blue. I didn't buy that for any specific project, actually, so it's just a cone of yarn up there. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my yarn stash over there. So those are the only yarns I could use for this knit along. That's kind of why I signed up for the knit along, because I knew I had all that whole super soft, and I already had the newspaper pattern from when it was first released because I thought it was absolutely amazing. And then I was like, I knew it was brioche when I purchased it, but I was like, after I purchased it, I'm like, do I want to? But yeah, why not, right? Yeah, I still just want to knit through my stash. There's been yarns that I've wanted to purchase online. The prices are just starting to get to me. And B, I have all this wonderful stash here that I can, like, I have garment worth of stashes, you know. So it's really not like I need to buy more. And when new patterns come out, I just put them in my cart on Ravelry if I really love them, because that gives me time for my taste to fluctuate. And that way I don't have to spend all the money on the pattern, because I do have a lot of patterns as well that I would just buy and buy and buy, and I haven't knit like even half of them. So I'm trying real hard. Maybe it's just the season of my life right now where I want to work on just what's in my stash. I'm not interested in buying yarn currently. Granted, the Sewlivi Fiber Festival is happening soon, so there's that too. But anyways, that's just where I'm at right now. And yeah, I probably will be talking a little bit more about the fall knit along next week. See, I think I have one more Sunday before September 1st. Maybe I'll have a swatch to show you if I'm lucky. Excuse me, and actually sit down and make a swatch, because I need to do that. But yes, got to start the Alpenglow tomorrow. Might cast on tonight and just be like, hey, it's the 22nd in a different part of the world. That counts. I'm like that. I'm like that sometimes. It's okay, right? Also, spinning. This isn't even the full skein. I could not fit the full skein on the bobbin when I was plying it, so I actually had to break it. I have to finish plying it today, but this is the first half. I need to learn to switch my whole machine out to do the bulky flyer, because that's the only way I feel like I'm going to fit a full skein without having to break it on a bobbin. And I'll tell you, I hate breaking my skeins. My first couple of hand spun skeins are broken because I was spinning on a eel wheel nano, and I could barely fit anything on that. So I feel like that just sucks, because honestly I would love to gift some of my first hand spun away, but I feel bad because there's knots in it, because I had to knot it together. Like, no one loves getting knots in their yarn. Like, you know, buying some yarn or something, and then you're knitting away, and then all of a sudden you come across a knot. Nobody likes that. I've seen many people complain about it. And so I feel like I can't gift or sell my first hand spun yarn because it has knots in it, because I could not fit it all together. So I absolutely 100% hate breaking my skeins when I have to, when I'm spinning them, because there you go, I got a knot. But anyways, so this is what I've been spinning. This is the last fiber bump that I picked for the fleece tour de fleece that I never finished. It is finishing now. I do have to soak and set this. I have not done that yet. I was waiting for the other half. It's not really a half, it's like a quarter-ish of the skein that I still have to apply, but I haven't done that. This is from Apothecary Fabrications, Apothecary Fibers, something like that. It's called the Forest Fungus colorway. It is on Rambouillet, and I think I did a true fractal with this, where I split it in half, and then I took one of those halves and split that one in half again, and then knit from end to end, or not knit, but spun end to end all the way, and then the other half I just left and spun from end to end. So I think that's what a true fractal is. Definitely different, because the way that this was dyed, it was like a big section of gray, and then it'd be red, brown, red, and then another big section of gray. So definitely have some barber pulling, and then a little bit of areas where the gray is matched up, and then very little areas where the red or the brown match up together. But it's still pretty. Curious to see how this would look knit up, that's for sure. Excuse me. Again, I just need to go ahead and finish plying up the rest of this, and then I can soak it and set it. So yeah. Yes, honey. What do you need? Sure, I'm not finished. Okay, all right, in a minute. I'm almost done. Okay, it looks like I am finished. That's all that I needed to talk about. My children says there is a spider in the room, so I need to go ahead and take care of that guy. We get so many stinking spiders down here in this basement. It sucks. It sucks a lot. But I'll go ahead and let you guys go. Have a great rest of your day, week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.